Welcome everyone and welcome to All in All United. Your boys Riemann, Nico on the inside and Nico West Ham coming to Old Trafford. When you look at the different games that West Ham have been playing, people fancying West Ham to really do something this season. And I don't know if it's something that we doing to West Ham in terms of real
Mhm.
putting them on the edge and had them nervy. That West Ham team that we see and showing up giving people beans. They're looking real ordinary against United,
Mhm.
boy. I don't know what the kind of influence and impact. I don't know if it's just the agent
Mhm.
Lingard in the dressing room, rating the team up too much, had them fellas fearful of Man United. But for the game in the FA Cup against West Ham and this game, I don't know if it's the first leg when we came back from behind and we put them to the sword. I don't know if that's still lingering in the minds. That when they coming
Mhm.
out to play us now, the West Ham are giving everybody problems. They're just looking very ordinary when they played us. You know, um, we, we wasn't all that impressive either, but we were clearly better than this West
Mhm.
Ham team that showed up today. And I surprised. But anyway, again, 3 points, massive
Mhm.
points, massive, massive points. I think with that win today, Nico, top four more or less secured. You know, um, But again, performance by jeez. Talk to me.
Mhm. Well, first again, a bit of technical difficulties. What's going with me when I out here. Sometimes it's sticking in between. But I think today we look decent. We look like a decent team without you're still not seeing much ideas in terms of how we really plan to break down teams. But clearly you saw that we were the better team. Clearly you saw that West Ham, for some reason, you would have said, that was choke when they're playing against United. I don't know if Moyes, when Moyes giving the team talk, he'll be trembling because of the impact he had at United. So
Yeah.
when he giving that team talk, that he bringing back some of it and nerves now. So maybe
And
feeling that the team that
them fellas sensing that, they're sensing that.
but really and truly, it didn't. Yeah, it didn't feel like a threat today now. I think today we would have played one of definitely our better games. As much as we were poor in parts, right? As much as we were poor in parts, I think today we looked a bit better. I don't know that it's down to the respect that West Ham would have given to us, but I think we look much better today than the last few games. Even the game against City, which to me we were very poor. You know, yes, we got the victory, but in possession we were horrible. But today we looked much better against a team that is have top four hopes. I think we really dominated them from more or less start to finish.
Yeah. I'm gonna get some comments on the inside. We have some people joining. Thanks again. Peter, welcome, man. Good night to you. Hey, Christopher, welcome. Glad to have you on the inside, man. He's saying, what up, fellas? Yeah. Hey,
Yeah, man.
Richard. He's saying, without key players, I think this was a boss result. Yeah, without key players, with key players, Richard, it was a good result.
Mhm.
The 3 points take, it went a long way. Hey, Andrew, thanks for joining,
Yeah.
buddy. He's saying good night. Good
Yeah.
night to
Good
you
night.
too
Good
as
night.
well.
Nice,
Yeah, Nick.
nice. Yeah, nice to have you guys on the inside. Remember to share. Remember to share the live. Continue to share it. Yeah, Rin.
Yeah, and like it, and like the video as well, right? We liking the video and we liking the result. But Nicole, let me get into some of the 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 game
Right.
now. Starting off with the team sheet, we knew that Oli went in today. No, I've been honest with you, I wasn't as optimistic as probably you or others might have been, considering the injuries that we have. We coming
Mhm.
into the business end of the season. Leicester would have trashed Sheffield United. So we know Leicester City right
Yeah.
and we back. And if we want a better neck last season or any hope at catching City, we had to be in second place. You
Mhm.
can't overtake City in third place, right? Um, and then, as I said before, with the injuries that we had um, only Rashford and Greenwood as the people who we would really consider
Mhm.
quality forwards. You know, we do have Cavani, we do have Martial,
Yeah.
then we do have Pogba, Van de Beek, you know, so the injuries piling up. And we've seen where the accumulation of games started to weigh on the likes of Bruno. And then now, as I mentioned earlier, how West Ham has been playing. You know, you would have fancied them to come at Old Trafford and give us a run for we money. How you thought when you saw the starting lineup and you know how you saw it going on?
Yeah, well, I know due to the injuries, and then the absence of De Gea, you know, that Henderson was a definite starter. And again, yeah, with Henderson starting, he didn't feel a sense of way here, not there. As much as guys, and we apologize for not bringing the review for the AC Milan game. It was just impossible. But however, you know, I know guys will talk about the Henderson, the goal Henderson would have conceded, you know, in the last few seconds, where I would have said that De Gea would have saved it. But De Gea has also made a lot of mistakes, you know. So definitely, I won't hold Henderson to that goal. I don't really think it's a right. It was a bullet header, and I know Reeves kind of be a little different on that. But again, seeing Henderson in the team sheet for me is no worries at all. You know, no worries. I think he's up for the fight. I think he has the quality to wear that United for number 1 jersey and with no issues. The back four, you know, after the midweek with Bailly in the central defense, you know, you'd have gone back Lindelof, which again, no real issues because we have seen even Lindelof is coming into his own. We are not conceding goals, so there is no reason to really question Oli in terms of when you see Lindelof on the team sheet because we are really not conceding much goals. The two wing backs pick themselves in midfield. I don't think Matic has done enough to really displace Fred or McTominay, to be honest. As poor as both of them have been, I don't think Matic has done enough to replace any of them. So I wasn't surprised definitely in the midfield. And we know that with the injuries, James would have gotten the opportunity with Rashford and Greenwood. You know, so more or less no surprises. And we know Bruno, chief creator, chief goal scorer. So definitely seeing him in the team, you know, and hoping that he stays fit because even today with the goal was a corner from Bruno, right? So everything that we do right now is Bruno. You know, even the goal against AC Milan that Ahmad would have scored, Bruno again. You know, so definitely no real surprise, no surprise really in the lineup today.
All right, nice. So maybe I'll get some comments and then we'll move on. Hey, Simeon, welcome, man. He said it looked like some coaching went on this week. And if I tell you, Simeon, all he said they didn't do no training this week. Players showed their known deficiencies as individuals, particularly in passing, but as a team, not bad. Yeah, and I think Nicholas alluded to that as well, Nico. Hey, Rondell, welcome, buddy. Thanks for joining, man. He's saying McTominay deserves so much.
Yeah, man.
He's saying McTominay deserves so much more credit. The guy has been consistent and is world class. Hardly ever loses the ball. Fearless.
Wow.
Wait, Rondell. Here what's going on? I agree with you.
I think Rondell like myself. Yeah, no, but I think Rondell like myself. I think we have a better faith in McTominay.
No, I don't
hopefully
disagree.
He would come good, you know, playing with quality. Playing alongside quality.
I don't disagree with what he's saying, Nico. But he should have a full stop after consistent. You know, I find all this stretching that world class thing earlier. Come on, now, man. You know, but fair point. Well said. Peter saying my thoughts about the game was West Ham came with a plan to play low block, defend deep and countered. But our fullbacks pushed their midfielders back and even their strikers had to collect the ball in their half. So basically we played efficiently and smart also because we have played into their hands and it could have been a boring match, but we were a bit more adventurous this game. As a fair comment. He's also saying first game I saw and Fred didn't skid on the banana skin, stood up and attacked on his feet. And Randall said McTominay again going from strength to strength. All right, so all the fellas really getting carried away on this McTominay. But what Peter was based on what Peter was saying just now, Nico. And I don't know if Peter was here when we had opened, with our comments. The fear when you look at how West Ham were playing in the previous games against even the likes of the Cities and the Chelseas and things, they were going at teams. So when you look at our team, what's so different about us that you came to United to play low block when you was going at other teams and getting results, So I mean, we nullified anything that they tried more than anything else, because for me, for large portions of the game, what's his name, the striker for them? What's his name again? The Negro fella. He was feeding off scraps.
Antonio
feeding off, real scraps he was feeding off, So I thought in terms of, they came into the game a little overly cautious, contrary to what I would have expected from this West Ham team. And, they just said to us, well, hey, all here what's going on? We know all not good with the ball. Try a thing. And well, Peter also saying West Ham didn't really show up today. I thought it would have, I think everybody would have fear a real hard tie with West Ham today,
Because go ahead.
No, you go ahead, Nico. You go ahead.
I definitely would have thought that West Ham would have given us a fight. I know, yes, everybody in the world, all teams in the world know United has given change, especially when with the low block and they play on the counter. Most teams have been successful against us doing that. Play on the low block and then you counter and they will get something away there, I think what happened with West Ham also is that factor of Lingard. It showed how reliant they are on Lingard. That is what to me today's game show for West Ham. Yeah, because Lingard now would have been that player to link, let me say, from the midfield to the forward line. He'd have been that link to link between the midfield and Antonio, but he didn't have a link today. The likes of Rice was so deep, right, that he couldn't provide that link to Antonio. So Antonio was so far away from the ball and the play at most times that he had to do so much work, because you have been collecting the ball from so deep and had to do so much work that by the time he reached anywhere close to the 18 area, about two of our players would have been around him and he'd have lost the ball. To me, Lingard is a crucial spoke for West Ham.
I disagree. Simply because you use Rice. Now, probably because you may not know who were the other players, right? But Rice is normally play deep, right? Rice is a defensive midfielder. So Rice is not the one to make the link between the defense and the attack, right? The thing about it is, you had
who would have had to do that?
Wait.
Who was the player to link that?
They have Lanzini. They have Benrahma.
Lanzini has been coming off the bench for how long? He's
they have Benrahma and
months.
You have Benrahma and they have the next one. Where's the next one name again? Lanzini, Benrahma. Not Suchek. It have a next kind of Spanish fella. I can't remember what his name. They have these three players. What I'm saying is West Ham played a defensive low block without anybody to link anything. You understand what I'm saying? So when you see you play with Rice, Noble, and Suchek,
what
Lingard was gonna do? Lingard wasn't gonna do nothing. We was gonna nullify Lingard. Same way like
but Reeves, even, and I disagree, because even against Man City, they played deep. But because they had Lingard, who was giving Man City a lot of trouble, it made the game look so even and so open, because we are underestimating the impact that Lingard is having on that team. Because they were very deep against City, but because they had that quick transition, and because they had that player to feed off of or to give the ball to, and most of the time you would have been finding Antonio, right, with less work to do, where he could have been more effective, because it's a shorter distance from goal, then you saw the benefits and the threat of West Ham, and you saw the benefits of Lingard and the threat of West Ham then, but they didn't have that impact today because I tell you, most of the other players, Bowen, I think it's Bowen, Jared Bowen, right? These guys have been out of form for a while now, and it's actually Lingard and Antonio who's really toting that team together with Cresswell and the defense, because the defense has been doing well, and Fabianski.
I don't know. I see differently. I don't think Lingard would make all that difference today. You know, I just might think because I think West Ham even before Lingard, West Ham was beating teams. West Ham was giving a lot of teams real problems before Lingard, and I thought Lingard went in. I mean, West Ham went in today to play a particular way, and they would have had players who could have filled the role and at least done. Let me just say, Lingard is the one who really, you know, elevated the team. The players that they could have chosen, Benrahma, probably Lazina, and the next one, I can't remember what's his name. But these were the guys that could have at least do, let me just say, 50% of what Lingard would have offered if he was there. So you telling me the fact that Lingard wasn't there, you throw away the 50% that would have aided the attack to play defensive. I don't know. I don't know. I see. I don't know. I don't know. Akira,
yeah,
welcome.
Let me say, if we don't have Bruno, you know how that, you know.
Go ahead. If
Nico. We don't have Bruno, you know how our team will look without Bruno? And I one player.
Fair enough. Akira, welcome, buddy. He's saying a true number 9 was missing today. Luke Shaw is a monster, super intelligent on the ball. Let me talk about this number 9 that was missing today earlier. Because I just wanna say this and I can't leave it alone, right? Now, we played Mason Greenwood in the number 9 position today. And I remember when we had played Newcastle, you know, Marcel had played number 9. And people were having an issue with how Marcel was not in the box. And so much so, I went as far as to hear when Oli had to shout at Marcel to tell him get in the box. Right? Now, I don't know how much times Oli saw when we had the ball today that there was nobody in the box. Yet nobody is saying nothing. Right? Not only that, I remember it had a part in the game, and I don't even know if anybody hear it, but I heard it when Greenwood and Rashford had swapped, and Marcel and Rashford was playing through the center. And I hear when either McKenna, Carrick, or Oli, one of them, shout and told Rashford to get into the box. But these is not things that people listening to or people want to hear because it doesn't suit an agenda. I keep saying the team don't play for a man to stand up in the box. You understand what I'm saying? But when it's Martial, I some people noticing nobody in the box. It's another play when Greenwood, James get on the line and play it across the face of the goal. Nobody was there. You ain't hearing nothing. You understand what I'm saying? So it's a system thing, and people blaming it on a particular individual. And I keep watching these games and I keep seeing where similar things happening, but nobody had nothing to say. But from the time a person with number 9 on the back, a Frenchman, on the field, everybody talking about lazy, everybody talking about he's not a man in the box, everybody talking about this and everybody talking about that. But I'm not seeing when other players doing it is not an issue. But I ain't gonna labor that anymore. I just wanted to point that out as Akira bring it up. You know? Simeon saying Maguire looked like a quality defender today. That midfield. Don't get carried away with a not terrible performance. Very true. Very true. Maguire was solid today. He was solid. Davian and all finally showed 80 million performance today. And we wanted more consistently too. You know, Akira saying his game improved since Rashford. Remember when Rashford and Maguire had a little spat? Hey Riyad, welcome buddy. Thanks for joining. He's saying, I completely disagree with Peter. West Ham United showed up, but they had absolutely no will to really attack until they went behind. If they tried to attack from the off, they would have been destroyed. Because as we all know, our team has almost perfected the counter-attack. That's a very interesting comment as well. Go ahead, Nico.
Yeah, but also because we had a question that because there were multiple times today, especially in the second half, where we had chances to kill off the game. With our counter attacking that we saying is so deadly and it's so much quality, and we messed it up about 3 or 4 times, So the potent attack, I think we're missing quality players even in there. I know the players of like Marshall, Pogba would have had a better quality, especially with the final pass. I think the final passes on some of the counters we have in are horrible, and then there are times when some of our attackers have space to go for, but decide to stop and turn back and allow the defenses to form back into their defensive formations and making it even hard for us.
All right, all right. Good point, good point. Riyad also saying Lingard is on loan for a reason. He is no game changer. Well, Nicholas seemed to think differently, but I mean, um, Christopher saying I was worried about the physical threat of Antonio and Souček. I thought for sure without Lingard, they would have pumped some crosses and long balls into our box to exploit Lindelof. Didn't expect them to play so negatively. Yeah, yeah. And as Nico had mentioned earlier, like David Moyes, he translate that fear into them players in the changing room. You know? Peter Balkaran saying, you all think that Mason Greenwood playing up front made a big difference. He made a lot of movement and was available for a lot of plays. Bruno, sadly, with Pogba missing, dropping low to create. But other than that, West Ham didn't get it right. I was afraid of Cresswell. He has been providing a lot lately. But you see, Peter, the thing about it is if you're playing the number 9 role, you're expected to be in the box, in and around the box. Because as I noted earlier, and I don't know if you hear it, it's another player that we have who does play up top. Anytime he do exactly what Mason did today, he just get criticized. So all I ask him for is the consistency. If we saying we allowing the number 9 to drop deep and to come and assist in the build-up play, then let the strokes be for all the folks. You understand? Don't make different strokes for different folks. Christopher saying they had everything to lose and all to gain with a win. Yeah. So I guess they chose to take the safe option. Akida saying it's true, Karim. Lots of good crosses and nobody was in the box, the 6 yard. But I ain't see nobody talking about that, Akida. Anyway. Davian saying I think the issue with Martial right now is he's not scoring. Fear. And the other issues with the laziness not helping that cause. I don't think Martial lazy. I think there's a misconception, there's a misrepresentation, but suffer to be so. Balkan saying true, no one waiting for the crosses or in the box. I think they are custom playing wide. And most players come from wide, but Oli have to get that sorted. He has to have more players flooding that box. Exactly. So when the crosses come in, you know what I'm saying? Then we're going to have more things happening inside our area. Talk to me, Nico.
So a lot of technical difficulties on my side. Today I saw it again where you don't see enough. You don't see enough players from our midfield busting our gut or trying to get into the area. I think even if we did that today, because our midfielders play so low, because let me say we play with Scott and Fred. Two of them more or less play defensive. So we know Scott tried to get into the area as much as possible. However, they play too deep to actually get into the area. It had a play where Fred was a bit higher than he should have been, I guess. And you heard when the commentators said that Fred was on the wrong side of the player because he was too high up the pitch. And to me, if we really trying to score, right, with so much possession, right, why does Fred had to be more or less marking Maguire or Lindelof? He should, as limited as he is, as we know, in terms of finishing his chances or even creating chances, you want that extra body in there, even if it's to create confusion with defenders and other players who marking players. So when they bring an extra body in there, then it's something extra for them to think about now.
Yeah.
So yes, definitely we had to get more bodies into the area if we really wanna score. because a lot of times we say if you make a comparison with City 2 wing backs in as attacking or midfielders, and the two or whoever midfielders they have, they are like almost attackers, and the defenders are midfielders, and that's more or less the two centre backs as we holding, and top idea as we holding almost on the half line. So most of the time, our central defenders are defending just outside of the 18-yard area with the defensive midfielders just in front of them, which is behind the halfway line. So we would definitely struggle to create because for defenders it's so easy to mark the few it have, and you're creating that confusion in terms of all right, who mark who. You pull this defender here, you create space. You don't have that happening at all.
I think going into it, because just to go back on the comments you made when Fred, I think the commentator say that somebody from the sideline told Fred he was out of position. I think because we were so aware that West Ham were playing on the counter, and we know that we have a slow backline, especially when you have the likes of Bissaka and Shaw pushing so high. If either McTominay or Fred push too high and we lose the ball, that's the likes of Antonio and Johnson and whoever again go be pressure, and it go put us, our defensive line, under serious threat of a pace battle, which we know more than likely go lose. So while we want to get more players into the box, I think at the back of Oli mind, because our centre backs are so slow, that extra body, whether it be Fred who's staying and while McTominay go, or McTominay staying while Fred push up, is a kind of insurance or protection in the event of any kind of break that West Ham might get, to put our two defenders under pressure, because them fellas slow, So I think that's the challenge of that double pivot, and we keep putting there to protect the centre backs now, because we always have to be careful and be aware of the opportunity that West Ham might take if they break on us. Peter saying we miss Mas. Peter. Riyadh said Marcel not lazy, but his mental fortitude is always in question, and I think that's something that Nico has always been saying. He do have that kind of mentality, even when the chips are down now, and I guess that's something that he really had to work on, And as I realize, Nico getting some serious technical difficulties right now, Davian saying, Ole Pisicha, Ole getting a new contract, but that's a next story for next time. Yeah, that is something that we definitely will talk about in the future, because nothing is confirmed. It's still rumors, if I should put it like that, even though, the rumors coming from credible sources, but nothing has been confirmed, nothing is official. So probably when it's official, we might talk about it, right? So in the game, guys, I thought for a team that, has always been suspect in transitions, I saw where we were actually trying to transition the ball faster, but without the kind of penetration needed to break down a low block, because we were passing the ball high up the pitch. We were seeing where the likes of Rashford, Greenwood, even James, they will come for the ball, but it will be to comfort for a back pass now. There was a side pass, a sideway passes, and I saw we actually try to stretch West Ham, so you'll see the diagonals. And there were some nice little patterns, there were some nice little plays within the team, and I saw where we were able to create some opportunities for some shots. But Fabianski came up to it. Fabianski was actually very, very good today in some of the close attempts that we made. But again, if we had players in the box, anytime Fabianski parry a ball away, at least we would have somebody there to try to pounce on it, at least try to pounce on something, because these are some of the kind of goals that there's need for the little go ahead now. And we weren't seeing that. So every time Fabianski would have parried something, the West Ham defenders would have been there under no kind of pressure to clear the ball out. So we really need that presence in the box. And what I'm seeing today, and I think as Peter would have alluded to it earlier, is more with the mentality of the kind of strikers that we have as opposed to, whether Oli saying getting the box or not, is the kind of player that we have. They need that ball on the foot. They're not going to sit down and just stand up in the box and nothing happening and they're just contented with that. Christopher saying people still calling Oli a P teacher a wicked boy. And Davian in response, I'm sorry, Oli, and hey, watch me, Oli, behave that. behave. Yeah, so Nico, what I was basically saying is we had, I think, two good chances. One shot from Greenwood, and then the other one from Bruno. Where Fabianski, he came out big for West Ham. Right? But more in particular, the one that Bruno got. Nobody was in the box. And those are the kinds that you will want to pounce on now as a player being in the box. But we don't have that. So we give the defenders enough time, when the parry happens, for them to take the ball and clear it out. So let me get into the second half, Nico. Right? I think that's when we would have gotten the goal. And as we just always say, when you're pressing, that little bit of luck is what does really go a long way for you. And I thought we was very, very fortunate because outside of that, Nico, I really wasn't seeing where the goal was coming. Probably it would have come. Probably it would have come. Something would have happened, it would have come. But up to that point, I was seeing positives in the way we were playing, in how we were picking out the pockets in the little spaces. Everybody was looking positive in possession. Mind you, we'd have given away the ball here and there a little bit, but I wasn't seeing where the penetration was coming. Talk to me.
I think how I saw the first half, because when the game started, I was wondering definitely where the goal would have come from. I was seeing more of a set play, but
all right, so I think Nico getting some problem. But in the meantime, while I've been sorted out, you all, don't forget to like the video, don't forget to share it so that more people might be, open to the content that we hear about, right? So we appreciate the shares and the likes. Go ahead, Nico.
Yeah, again, guys, I apologize for the signal. As I was saying before, when the game started, I had always wondered where the goal was going to be coming from. If I already wasn't seeing much of a check on top. However, I think the form of Greenwood in the first half was impressive. I saw enough of Greenwood in the first half to create some doubt into West Ham's mind that this team have more of a threat other than maybe scoring from a set play or other than Bruno creating a bit of magic. Because I think Greenwood was on fire in that first half. He just unfortunate not to score. And going to the second half, because of the amount of respect that West Ham would have showed to us, I think we would have grown in confidence coming into the second half. Because I think even the team would have been surprised with the amount of respect that West Ham would have showed us in the first half. And because of that, I know there would have been more chances. I know because I was really, really impressed with Greenwood in the first half. And then when the second half started, I think we really started to create some chances.
All right, so I know Nico getting some real challenges out there. All right, but thanks for staying with us, guys. Davian saying thoughts on us not even making one sub today. Oli, I can't blame Oli, and I think this is the same situation he found himself in at the back end of last season, where he was heavily reliant and dependent on 11 players, 12 maybe. You saw today when he looked at his bench, who he had at his disposal, and Nico, we're talking about the fact that Oli didn't even make a sub today, right? And you want to see out a game when you tack back Davian to the AC Milan game. Oli would have thought that this game more or less we could see it out. He brought on the likes of Brandon Williams, he brought on who again, and we bottled it. All right. So I think it was more important to Oli just to see out the game today, and the players that were in the levels were already here. And sometimes when the quality coming off the bench not better than the quality on the field, if you bring them on, the level could drop, and that could be one of the areas where West Ham might have been able to pounce on. So that is one of the reasons why I really didn't fault Oli for not making a sub. Or probably your thoughts might be different, fellas, whoever you're watching. But I just couldn't fault Oli for not making any subs, because when you check the backline, who was going to take off from the backline? For what? The backline was probably our best line at the performance today, right? And when you look at the midfield, Fred and McTominay, none of them really had a bad game to say that he needed to take them off, right? And then James just be doing a lot of trucking back. He's not my cup of tea earlier, but he working hard for the team. You know, I saw when he trucked back and make some key interceptions today. Greenwood was on fire, as Nico was just saying. Rashford, maybe he was the one that you want to take off because, you know, he's still, well, we don't know in his recovery from injury, we don't know how far along he is. Bruno, you're not going to sub Bruno. But then if Rashford is the only one they're going to take off, who are you going to take off Rashford for? You know? So, I don't know. I don't know, Nico, what your thoughts is. All right, I don't know if Nico in with us here, but I'm gonna just get Peter comment while we're trying to get Nico back. He's saying, to be honest, I was thinking this was going down to a draw, but second half, even though we basically looked in control, but we need to take chances, and that goes for Rashford. Going forward, I think is 1-0. We have to do better. With all these guys injured, we don't have much options to come on and affect the game, or even make strategic or tactical changes. So I am just happy for the win, to be honest. Yeah, definitely. And Rashford has been very, very guilty of not taking the chances or not making the best decisions in these kind of key areas, you know. Davian saying, and Oli does wait till 80 plus minutes to make a sub, but let me not bad talk the people manager, Oli in. Davian, yeah, sarcasm loud. Anyway, Nico, talk to me if you can hear. Yeah, go ahead.
Nah, you break up. I didn't hear you.
Coming on the substitutions, the lack of substitutions that Oli made today.
Oh, with the lack of subs.
Yeah.
Guys, again, a lot of technical difficulties. Reem, and if you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. All right.
Okay. Yeah, they were talking about the lack of subs. Yeah, I think we saw a lot of times when Oli would have changed the team, made a few subs, and we always remember the one with Tuanzebe in the Everton game, and even other games that sometimes it doesn't work for the best because sometimes it shows up the chemistry of the team. Sometimes some players doesn't know who to pick up, who to mark. What's the instruction this player came on with? For some reason, you just see a lack of communication when that happens, especially if you make it late in the game when there's a bit of panic. Because today, let me say, if you brought on somebody late, it will definitely sometimes even according to who is the player bring on, it could even lead to a sense of panic. You know, because if Oli bring on a defender, that means he's seeing something that we need an extra defender, maybe looking shaking the back, or even mentalities change now. You know, so I guess today it worked. Another day it might be different, but today it worked. And I guess the main thing now is to be able to recover for the AC Milan game.
Nice. And as you brought that up, Nico, I think we want to go into the AC Milan game now, right? But before that, I just want to get a comment here from Christopher. He said 3 points was so important today. I think that should be the main focus, accumulation of points. Definitely. And something I had noted before, although I really want us to start to play better football, I think because we are on the business end of the league, I think points is more important than performance, you know? I mean, as fans, we want to be entertained. We want to see boys do good. We don't want these 1-0s, as Peter was saying, you know? We want to see 2-0s. We want to watch games comfortable and not off the seat, you know? We want to be watching games and seeing who go score a hat-trick today as opposed to whether we could see out a 1-0 lead, you know. But as Christopher said, in the business end, 3 points is massive, right? And if we want to better the position of last season, then second or first is the only thing acceptable. Go ahead.
But Ravens to even play better, I think we need better players. You know, I think our midfield just not good enough. I think the Scots and Fred definitely do have the quality in passing to really unlock teams. You know, because sometimes it's simple passes, Fred getting wrong. Simple, I think a 5-yard pass, Fred getting wrong. McTominay the same thing. You know, as much as to me, I think McTominay could improve. I don't know how much improvement he can get out of Fred. You know, so to me, for us to play better football, we had to get an improved midfield in the summer. You know, I think it's just about, as say, accumulation of points, accumulate as much points as possible. But if it is that we go into the next season with this same midfield, then I don't think we'll be challenging anyway to the top.
Yeah. Very good point. Hey Nigel, welcome man. Thanks for joining. He's saying what stood out for me today was we need a striker who's good with both head and foot. Good point. I think that's something that we had known from a long time, but we had to play to the strength of this particular person you're talking about, Nigel, you know? Because we will get our player and we'll make that player look like nothing, you know? Christopher saying we can bash Ollie all we want. Late subs, can't break down a low block, blah, blah, blah. But we can admit that he is overachieving with this squad. Oh, but can we admit that he's overachieving with this squad? Definitely. Hey Jody, welcome man. Saying blessed night everyone. Glad to have you in, buddy. Davian saying I'm not having that overachieving talk. That squad have perfect mixture of youth and experience. And I think that's in response to Christopher. All right. He's also saying should be challenging for trophies. I think the team is short probably 2 or 3 players in key areas before we actually could say that we are a title challenging team. You know, I think we just short 2 or 3 quality players because when you saw what one player like Bruno did to the squad, we don't need 11 or 12 players. You know, just probably 2 or 3 players in the right positions, a right winger, probably a next central defensive midfielder, and a centre back. And I feel
definitely is quality.
Quality, correct.
Yeah.
So Nicole, let me talk.
Yeah, I think the youth experience is there, but quality, we need quality.
Yeah. So let me talk about so today, done and dusted 3 points. Thank God. You know, as we said before, we didn't see where our goal was coming with the kind of performance that the guys put out today. Good in possession, decent. You know, but largely because of how West Ham played. But the penetration needed to show us where our goal would have come today wasn't seen. But we're glad for the small mercies in the deflection, you know, and lady luck. All right, 3 points in the bag. We're in second place again. On to the next one. AC Milan on Thursday. Talk to me, Nico.
Yeah.
All right, so I don't know if you get me, Nico.
I didn't hear you again. A lot of technical difficulties on my side.
All right, tell me about AC Milan on Thursday.
A lot of technical difficulties on my side today, Williams.
All right, no problem. Peter saying I don't want to take away from the game today, but we are. What are your takes on the new appointments, technical directors, etc.? Should we be seeing quality signings, etc.? I am hopeful. The little bit of research that I would have done on, I think John, I can't remember his name, John Watson and Darren Fletcher, you know, it has me hopeful. I know the club, the hierarchy that is Edward Wood and whoever there, I know they haven't been, you know, the best in giving us any kind of assurances in their decisions, that it's really for the benefit of the club. But I am hoping that these appointments are really where we would start to see a turn in the right direction. I think the John guy, I can't remember his last name, but his resume looks good for what he's coming in for because it's about talent spotting. I think some of the transfer processes wouldn't really change that much. I think Ollie would still be very, very involved in transfers. So it's not like these people are going to do business and Ollie just there. What I do see is where Edward Wood or Matt Judge, they may not necessarily be the guys talking to players anymore. So I hear Davion was saying here, he's saying, going to hold his breath, but I don't know. I want to remain optimistic. I don't know what Nico think about that. The appointment of the new technical director and the director of football.
To be honest, I think definitely there's something you had to wait and see. I think we definitely had to wait and see if things gonna happen differently. Because we have been calling for this for a while. If it is we have the right people involved, the right footballing people involved is one thing. Because again, yes, we know it's a Darren Fletcher. The other guy could be, again, you don't know in terms of negotiating skills. We don't know. I don't know. So I guess time will tell. I think when the summer comes, if you see players coming in early, quality players coming in early, we're not let it drag on until the midnight hour. The midnight hour to say we get Cavani, right? That would be the benchmark in terms of how we judge now, in terms of what happens in the summer, the time it happens, and the quality that comes. I think that is what I would judge that decision by. Until then, I think Davion said, I just hold my breath to see exactly what's going to happen.
All right, nice. Christopher here, in response to Davion, he said, Davion, you're dreaming. He said, in what world is Fred McTominay, old man Matic, inconsistent Pogba, a trophy-winning midfield? Bruno is the only midfielder we have showing consistent quality. One player not going to run a midfield by himself. Our defense is problematic at best. And our forward line is growing and learning. That is not a squad that's going to win you trophies. There's also a fair comment as well. So Davion and Christopher, all have it out. But Nico, I don't know if you're hearing, we want to get into the AC Milan, and I want to know what your thoughts going into the second leg against AC Milan.
I didn't hear.
We're talking about AC Milan. All right, so while Nico, I'm going to see Davion here saying, if they are not players that would hold in aspirations to win trophies, they are the wrong club. We are Manchester United. Good point as well. But we're looking at the quality. We're looking at the quality, Davion, that will be able to take us to that level, Christopher saying, look at the Chelsea squad, Spurs, City, man for man, they have better players than us. Ollie has us ahead of them in the league. Give the man some credit. No doubt. But guys, due to the challenges Nico having, let me touch on AC Milan now, because I think that is a very, very key, a very important game, because of that last minute equalizer. It means now the pressure and the onus is on us to go to Italy to get a result, because AC Milan has the all-important away goal. So anything other than a scoring result in favor of United on Thursday will see us exit this competition, which means that we have to go at AC Milan. We can't go and try to play any patience game. You understand? So the situation is not really ideal, but then when we look at Oli and how his teams play under pressure, you know, history kind of on our side in that regard, you know. So I think going to Italy, and I think based on what Oli was saying today, he should have back, Cavani should be back, Martial should be back. He's hopeful for Donny, Van de Beek, and Pogba may travel. So we don't know if that is one Oli holding close to his chest, you know. So against AC Milan, we definitely need to get a result. We can't go there and because a 0-0 not going to do. You know, a score draw will work, or us winning is what will take us into the next round. Nico, you inside?
Yeah, inside.
All right. So I think that is the challenge that Nico having right now. You know. So yeah. So I am very interested to see how we're going to line up against AC Milan to go for it. You know, Milan showed, you know, that in the game last week Tuesday that there are no runovers. You know, just like us, they are in transition, they are rebuilding, and they're playing proper football all year. They are a well-coached team. You could have seen it in the way they played. You know, I thought for large parts of that game, you know, we know we didn't do the review for the game, but I thought for large parts of that game we were outplayed. Mm-hmm. You know, and we were very, very fortunate for that one run that Ahmad made, and you know the Chicharito he scored. You know, but apart from that, Milan looked the better team. So I am very, very, you know, interested to see what is going to happen against Milan on Tuesday at the San Siro. You know, we have to go for it, Nico, right? Because a 0-0 not doing us any favors. Yeah, so talk to me. All right, so are we getting some real challenges with Nico today? I don't know if you're hearing or not. Yeah, but I think I think based on that, we could wrap it up, guys. You know, we'll be here again on Tuesday, God's willing. You know, and let's hope that the team that Oli puts out and that they show up, because you know sometimes when you see the team sheet, you don't know which team gonna show up. You don't know what kind of performance you're gonna get from them beyond them. You know, but we definitely need a result, right? As I said before, 0-0 not going to fancy us. Any scoring result will fancy us, yeah? Because I was saying real talk, we had to score first and take control of the tie. AC is not going to roll over, exactly. And I think the key is to score first, because once we score first, we know we have the away goal, right? And anything more than one goal we score once we don't lose will work in our favor. So it's important for us to get a goal, at least one. Yeah. So I think, guys, we want to wrap it up there. Nico, what if you're hearing?
Yeah. Yeah, I was saying, yeah. You hear me?
Yeah. Closing thoughts? All right, so I think that's it, and that was my closing thoughts, guys. So we do apologize again for the technical challenges that Nico experiencing, but we thanks for all the comments. We appreciate it. Also, don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to share it so we can get the content out there. Remember as well, we're also on YouTube, so check us out, All in All United, and subscribe to the YouTube channel now, y'all. We appreciate it, man. So have a good night, everybody.